Within 3 minutes, we are going to start. Just 3 minutes. We are just starting in a minute. Ishan, have you joined? Ishan, have you joined?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
ईशान मुझे तुम्हारी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Hello. Sir, am I audible?
Give me a second. Give me a second. Is everyone able to hear Ishan?
Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Ishan, you are audible. So I would like to welcome Ishan Sinha, rank 234 in Civil Services Examination 2022, and he has scored 131 marks in essay. So he is going to take this first session of essay, and he is going to tell you about everything on the essay, that how people get very good marks, why some are not able to get very good marks, what all things are there. Ishan, can you please turn on your video?
Just a second, sir. Just a second, sir. वो लैपटॉप से कनेक्ट कैमरा का दिक्कत हो रहा है. एक सेकंड, सर, कर रहा हूँ. Visible, guys? Okay. Hello. I am audible. I am visible.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
fine. Okay. So I'll just wait for 2 minutes. Let's see if someone else can join, and then we can start.
Ishan, can you please start?
Okay, sir. I was just waiting if someone else would join. That's it. Okay. So hello everyone. First of all, sir already said I have my name is Ishan and I just got a rank of 234 this year. I got marks of sir ने थोड़ा मेरा marks गलत बोल दिया. I got 132 this, not 131.
Okay, sorry, sorry.
कोई बात नहीं सर, एक marks का difference.
एक मार्क्स में बहुत सारा डिफरेंस आ जाता है यार.
Yes. So that was what I was going to start with since they brought that up. As most of you must have been have known that this year the marks have varied a lot. So there have been people who have got around 90 marks, 85 to 90 marks, and there have also people who have got around 130, 140. I think the highest marks I saw in one mark sheet was 106. I shared that mark sheet also with sir. So it's not. So essentially, why I'm telling you this is that since sir said just now that even 1 marks can affect your selection and can affect your. Okay. So 30 marks ka difference, the 90 to 120. 120 is average. essay. So in this 30 marks ka difference can affect your selection, affect many parts of your, it can affect your rank also. It can cover up what किसी का mic on है यार. It can cover up loss of marks in other subjects also. Okay. So if I'm talking about myself, I got 392 in GS. Okay, which is not a good marks because there have been people who have scored above 400 also. I got 75 in 3 and I got 99 in ethics, which is obviously not a very good, very decent marks. But since I got such very good marks in essay, I managed to cover up that part where I lost. Okay. So remember one thing: your selection will depend on a few. First of all, how well you are writing. If you get average marks in all and you get extraordinary marks in one subject, you will find your name in the list. Okay. I have seen many of my friends this year who have got average throughout, and just in one subject they got extraordinary marks. That can be optional. That can be any one of the GS papers. Relatively, it is easier to get good marks in essay as compared to the other GS subjects, or I'm not counting optional here. I'm just talking about GS subjects here. So compared to the GS subjects, essay is a little more easier to score. We will feel more confident writing our essays. We will never have that confidence when we give our GS papers. Okay. GS के बाद कभी हमें लगेगा नहीं कि यार बहुत अच्छा दिया पेपर मार्क्स और नंबर बहुत अच्छे आएंगे, बट लोग को वही डाउट रहेगा कि यार क्या पता नंबर कम मिल जाए. में ऐसा नहीं होगा. So now it's very unnecessary to understand why this huge gulf of marks is there. Okay. First of all, there is a tendency to think कि UPSC number कम दिया सबको. Please come out of this mindset कि UPSC ने सबको number कम दिया है, तो I don't do much on this. If you fall into this trap, if you fall into this mindset कि मेरी कोई गलती नहीं है, तो I don't know if some of you have given last year's mains also, but if you fall into this trap now, your marks will not increase, or you will not get good marks. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, I got 114 last year. Okay, and if I had thought that मेरा luck खराब था या फिर मैं ठीक लाख लिखा था, पता नहीं मुझे number क्यों नहीं दिया, if I had into that trap, I wouldn't have managed to improve my marks this year. So first of all, if you given mains last year, or if you have not given mains also, go through the mark sheets of people, not the mark sheets, I'm sorry, essay tests of people who scored good marks. See what differs them from the people who have not got marks. Okay, there will obviously be something or the other which differentiates them from the other people. Understand what that is. If that is you who did not get good marks last year, then sit down and analyze why you did not get good marks. Okay, don't blame you for it. Another reason for why that I think this 12 of marks is there is overconfidence. Okay? ये मेरे साथ भी था last year. So as far as I'm concerned, I used to write a lot since I was here. So I had this confidence कि हाँ ऐसे तो मैं लिख लूँगा, ऐसे का टेंशन नहीं है मुझे. इस confidence ने मेरी नैया डुबा दी. ठीक है. तो अगर if you have been writing, you are confident in your essay, it is good that you are confident, but don't be overconfident. Okay. Sit down and practice your essays. Make notes out of your essay. Make notes for your essays. Collect content. Practice your essays. Okay. Sit down, prepare essays as thoroughly as you would the other GS subjects. Don't come into that overconfidence कि मैं तो लिखूंगा, मैं ही महान हूँ, मुझे 330 तो मिलना ही है. If you go with confidence to the exam hall, you will not get good marks. And there is a reason why also. Okay, even if you have been writing since you were a kid, okay, understand that writing essays in UPSC differs a lot than writing essays at your home, in your home environment. First of all, you are writing in an exam scenario. Exam hall में तुम बैठ के लिख रहे हो with hundreds of people around you. There is a time pressure, there is a mental pressure, there is a peer pressure, and there is also the pressure of looking at those that have been given. Okay, writing an essay in the exam hall is very different from writing it at home, even though it will differ a lot from your mock test also. Okay. First of all, when we are writing essays at home, we have the luxury not just of time but of the topics also. हम 4 या 5 टॉपिक देखेंगे, हमें पसंद नहीं आएगा कि यार ये सब टॉपिक्स अच्छे नहीं है, let's look for the topic and let's write on that topic. You will not have this luxury in the exam hall. Art they will give 8 topics. You will have to write 2 essays on those 8 topics. You cannot go those 8 topics. Okay, it may be entirely possible that you know nothing about those 8 topics. So philosophical essays में ऐसा होने के chances बहुत है. So that is why I'm saying practice your essays. The more you practice, the more confidence you'll have कि मैं ठीक ठाक एक ऐसे लिख लूंगा एग्जाम में चाहे कोई सा भी टॉपिक पूछ लो. ठीक है. Another reason I think that first of all, even some of my friends who have got who have qualified this year, many of them do not have proper notes for essays. ठीक है. Why is it necessary to have notes? First of all, it is humanly not possible to remember so many quotes. Okay. And I know many of you are planning to start your essays with quotes. It is a very good thing. You can start with quotes, but it is not humanly possible to remember so many quotes. ठीक है. कितने quotes याद रखोगे? एक, for instance, health का ही देख लेते हैं. Health के, if you take up health, I had 5 quotes. Okay, I had written them down in my notes. Would it have been possible for me to remember those 5 notes? Not audible?
You are audible. You are audible.
Okay. Manisha, I think that's a problem at your end. Yeah, so I was
Okay,
about notes.
Ishan,
Yes,
can
sir.
we do one thing?
Ah.
Can you, because I believe that some of them are appearing for the mains this year. Some of
Yes, sir.
some of them are going to appear in the next year, right? But
Yeah,
I
yes.
assume that they have not done their essay work. So as you are starting with the material, as you are starting with the code, there is a fear that how to collect the material, है ना? So
Yes.
in that you are starting with codes, you are right. But can we define what material means? What does material means when it comes to essay in 4 to 5 key terms? And then let's explain one by one. What does quote means? What does anecdote means? Other part. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I was actually going to come to that later on in the discussion, but ठीक है, आपने अभी पूछ लिया तो मैं अभी बता देता हूँ. So as far as starting, मतलब वैसे क्या मैं starting से discuss कर लेता हूँ, introduction से discuss कर लेता हूँ, ठीक है? So introduction में there are a few ways you start introduction. एक तो explanation वाला method हो गया कि simply you are explaining the topic. तो उसमें तो ज़्यादा discuss करने को कुछ है नहीं. Simply you can just start with the discussion कि this code is this or this topic means this and this is what my stand for the essay is. It's a very simple approach and it's I wouldn't suggest to go for that. That can be kept as a last ditch approach कि तुम्हारे पास और कुछ नहीं आ रहा है, you cannot start with anything else. So going for that approach. Okay. The other parts are quotes. There is you can start your essay with quotes. You can start your essay with anecdotes, or you can start your quote with comparative analysis. Okay. So quotes, I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with your quotes. So what type of quotes do you need? Okay. First of all, I'll start with how can you collect your quotes. So what I used to do was there are themes which keep repeating in your previous year questions. Pick up those themes and find 5 quotes on each of these themes. Okay. For instance, for health, education, freedom of speech, media, social media, terrorism, scientific development, stuff like that. You can just pick up quotes for each of these topics, write them down in your notes, and keep revising those notes. Okay, keep revising those quotes, otherwise you will not remember them. Okay. Another thing that you can do is what I used to do was Indian Express के editorial page top left top corner में एक आता है quote of the day. Okay. If you something important, a quote that is very you like a lot, please note it down somewhere in your notes and keep revising them again and again. And so you will be thinking कि सर ऐसे तो 365 notes हो जाएंगे, quotes हो जाएंगे मेरे पास, 365 days हर एक दिन quote आ जाएगा. But no, it doesn't happen like that. Some days they give very rubbish quotes. Days they give very good quotes, and some days they give such quotes you can't use them really. They're political quotes and all. So hardly you'll get 30 or 40 quotes overall during your entire duration. Okay. And one more thing, like fast content is concerned, how to collect content for quotes and how to proceed for that. I am also working on a book, so for essay, and I will be putting on all of quotes collection in it and my anecdotes collection also. So you guys can look into that also if you want. I'll try that. It comes out this month only, so it'll help you a lot. And for anecdotes, what type of anecdotes are needed? First of all, remember that anecdotes are not short stories. Okay. don't have to write an entire page of anecdote. Abraham Lincoln was born in this year. He went to school here, and then he became the president in that year, and then he fought the Civil War and blah blah blah. इतना नहीं लिखना भैया, ठीक है? Half, just एक page अगर तुम्हारे पास है तो उसका में your anecdote should be finished. ठीक है? What type of anecdote you need? First of all, I would suggest कि first of all try to go for real life examples. Okay? जैसे अभी मैंने लिंकन का एग्जांपल दिया, you can go for numerous examples in history. Netaji ho gaye, then you can use Napoleon also, you can use Hitler also for the wrong purposes, and then you can use Stalin, you can use, there's hundreds of examples in history, and you must have, obviously you guys must be very more aware of them than I am because I haven't revised my notes, I'm sorry. I would suggest ki first go for real life examples, real life anecdotes. If you cannot think of any real life anecdote, then you can go for fictional anecdotes. Now, what do I mean by fictional anecdotes? Make up your anecdote. ठीक है, short story बनाते हैं ना, just बना लो ऐसे कुछ. For instance, like I used to use an anecdote for terrorism. I used to give an example of Sunita, a fictional character called Sunita, who was very inspired by Kalpana Chawla and Sunita Williams. She wanted to be an astronaut, but one day on 26/11, she was going towards Chhatrapati Shivaji terminus, and then her dreams were cut short. This was the anecdote that I used to use for terrorism, related anything related to terrorism. So you can make up such quotes like anecdotes for you by yourself. Okay. Again, I'll be incorporating several of my anecdotes into this book that I'm writing. You can use that also. And the third one is the comparative analysis technique. Comparative analysis essentially means you are taking two differing examples with each other. Okay. For instance, I'll give one anecdote that I used. For peace of mind. Okay, peace of mind. I used to give the example of Van Gogh, the painter, and there was another painter whose name I'm now forgetting. She was a female, and Van Gogh always used to think, I am such a good painter. Why don't I get so much of recognition that than which the other painters are getting? So essentially, that used to affect his peace of mind, and he never could properly understand the beauty of painting. Okay, or the beauty of the artistic capabilities that he had. Contrastingly, this other painter I'm talking about, she's also very famous, but she always used to understand that I have been given a gift. She was very thankful for her gifts, and she was always very gracious in her all recognition that she got from society. As a result, she was more satisfied with life. She was more peaceful in her life compared to Van Gogh. So this was an anecdote that I used to give. This is a comparative analysis where I compared two differing anecdotes, okay, differing examples. I compared with Van Gogh, who was not satisfied, who was not graceful, who was not gracious in life, and with this other person, I'm forgetting the name of this painter, whatever, who was very thankful and gracious for her life. Okay. The problem with this type of anecdote is it generally goes a very long paragraph. Okay. So my suggestion would be that if you can use this, very good, but try to cut it short. Try to write it as many words as possible. And secondly, use this only when you have proper examples in your head. It is not easy to think of two alternate examples immediately. एक ही example आने में चला जाता है time, ठीक है? So if you can think of two examples, then obviously go for this technique. You can't, then you can go for the normal anecdote or for the quotes. ठीक है? अच्छा, now since I've discussed this part, just two more things I just have to highlight before I come to do in the exam hall. First of all, do not procrastinate. ठीक है? एक वो प्रोक्रेस्टिनेशन का सीन आता है जो मेरे साथ हुआ था लास्ट ईयर कि हाँ लिख लेंगे, ऐसे आ जाएगा, अभी लेट्स फिनिश द जीएस सिलेबस नाउ, टाइम बाद में लिख लूंगा मैं, अभी देते हैं, बाद में लिख लेंगे, वो दैट लेटर नेवर कम्स. ठीक है, लेटर करते करते वो एग्जाम आ जाएगा एंड यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू राइट अ सिंगल एसे. लास्ट ईयर आई वैसे एटीट्यूड मुझ में आ गई थी कि हाँ लिख लेंगे करते करते आई जस्ट हैड 1 month लेफ्ट एग्जाम एंड आई जस्ट स्टार्ट, आसमान से गिरा कि यार अब तो आई हैव टू राइट एन एसे नो, एंड देन आई wrote 4 essays. Obviously it wasn't enough. So my suggestion would be, do not procrastinate, start writing. ठीक है, every Sunday you can write essay. और सर वाज आल्सो डिस्कसिंग समथिंग अबाउट सर आप बता दो क्या वो कोड था ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग का कुछ.
Okay, guys. So as Ishan has talked about the essay, give me a second. Am I visible? Am I visible? Am I
Yes sir, yes
audible
sir.
to all?
Yes sir.
Okay. So the point for the essay is generally what happens when you practice the essay in a single day. Suppose you have planned ki on Sunday I'm going to practice the essay. Suppose you have planned that on a particular day I'm going to practice the essay. The problem comes with that particular strategy is just give me a second. उस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रेटजी में पता है दिक्कत क्या है उस पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रेटजी में पता है दिक्कत क्या है उसमें ना दिक्कत ये आती है कि व्हेन यू प्लान फॉर ए सिंगल डे तो उसमें क्या है ना कि एक ही दिन लिख रहे हैं you are sitting for a single day you are writing an essay for 1.5 hours and you are just doing the formality and in the name of formality what happens you are not able to produce a better introduction you are not able to produce a better conclusion for your essay you are not able to do the work which is required for the body. So what is my plan? My plan is every day you spend half an hour with the essay. We will share after this session. We'll share the SOMP essay practice sheet. Okay. What you can do? You can take the printout of that particular sheet. After taking the printout of that sheet, first day simply think about the topic of the essay, and even we can share the topic of the essay, or you can find the topic of the essay. Those who are going to appear in the next year even you can use it those who are going to appear in this particular means you have to use it so in a single day let's say from Monday to Friday am I audible to all of you let's say from Monday to Friday on Monday you are sitting with the topic you are simply thinking about the topic that what is this topic what do you mean by this particular topic what do you understand by this particular topic and you write it down on Tuesday when you are going to when on Tuesday when you are going to do your rough work in the essay you get 2 to 3 sheets for the rough work in that sheet you are going to put all the dimensions okay these are the dimensions which I'm going to pick in the particular essay these are the dimensions I'm going to pick in the particular essay so you simply write the dimensions you don't have to write anything in the essay in the third day now you are thinking about the structuring of paragraph that which all dimensions I'm going to use. Those who have appeared in the mains earlier, you must have seen in the rough work तो ना we do many work. बहुत सारा dimension pick कर लेते हैं कि ये भी लिखेंगे, ये भी लिखेंगे, ये भी लिखेंगे. But when it comes to writing the actual essay, we are not able to produce the entire dimensions. So on third day, you are simply picking the dimensions. Okay, these are the dimensions which I am going to use in my particular essay. Fourth day, you start writing some paragraphs. Fourth day, you start working on the paragraph. कि चलो आज थोड़ा पैराग्राफ लिख के प्रैक्टिस करते हैं फिफ्थ डे यू कंक्लूड योर एसे by doing this thing in a given week Monday to Friday you are practicing essay for 3.5 hours not 1.5 hour and on Sunday so what you are going to do Monday to Friday half an hour on Sunday you write one full essay for the with a time limit in this way you can prepare essay in a better manner. Second thing, which like I have personally faced during my attempts in the essay, what I have felt as my English was and even now it is not that good. So to describe a simple thing, I used to write 6, 7, 8 lines just to describe a simple concept, simple idea. I used to use 6, 7, 8 lines. And by doing that, I was not able to use all the dimensions which were required to be used in the essay. And that problem I faced. So what I did, whenever I used to read any editorial, so I used to ensure that one particular editorial I will pick. One particular editorial I will pick and I will spend some time with that particular editorial. And what to do with that particular editorial, I will see that how the author has proceeded in that particular editorial. Suppose the editorial is about, let's say, health, or nowadays a lot of philosophical topics are coming. So, suppose the editorial is about the knowledge. So first thing which I will look that how the author has started writing, how he has started. Second thing which I will look whether that what kind of dimensions the author is using. Third thing which I will see that how the author is saving the space. As I have said that I have faced this issue. I used to write 6, 7, 8 lines just to describe one simple concept. But those who are good in English, they can describe the entire thing within one single line. So this is the difference. And I used to score above average marks, but to score top marks, you need to have more dimensions in your essay. And how to have that dimensions in your essay? By learning those things. And how you can learn? You cannot learn it in a single day. On Sunday, I will sit and I will learn everything. That is not possible. It is an incremental thing. Every day you are putting some effort here and there. So every day, half an hour effort is a very good technique, and we are doing it with our mentees. Now they are able, they have finished around 5 or 6 essays in last 20-25 days, and they are comfortable with this. This approach will help you. So after this session, I'll share the SOMP essay sheet. I'll try to share the essay topics with you. Okay. Another area which I have seen that those who are in their very first attempt and those who are going to write their first mains, the biggest mistake they commit, they don't practice essay. The first essay they practice, they directly practice in the UPSC examination form. Please do not commit that mistake. Unless you have very good command over the writing skill, then so there is no problem. But if you do not have, please do not do it. Otherwise, you will get very poor marks, and despite of your hard work in other areas, let's say GS and optional, this essay can hamper your chance of success. Now, one more point, just I would like to say, then I'll hand over to the Ishan. Nowadays, we are saying that philosophical essays are good. And every time you will find that everyone is using the umbrella term, and the umbrella term is philosophical essay. Philosophical essay. The moment you start putting anything in the umbrella side, you will not be able to find the solution. अब philosophical essay का solution क्या है? कुछ नहीं है. किसी को लगेगा कि बुद्धा बन जाओ, किसी को लगेगा कोई नॉवल पढ़ लो. वो solution नहीं है. You have to decode, you have to decipher the topics. If you check the previous year questions of UPSC, where they are touching the areas, they are touching the area in the human behavior. When it comes to philosophical aspect, they are touching the area in human behavior wala side. If you will try to collect the content of essay, then you will waste your time. How to collect the content in essay? The best thing is go through the ethics syllabus. Pick the terms from ethics syllabus. Number one. Second thing, if you happen to read anything, any good thing somewhere, which is not a factual thing or other side, that you can, then you should spend some time with that particular editorial or that particular write-up. ठीक है, उस पर थोड़ा सा टाइम दे दो, वहां से ना पता चलेगा कि यार ये फ्लो कैसे मेंटेन कर रहा है, बिकॉज इट इज ऑल अबाउट ह्यूमन बिहेवियर. सो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ essay they are asking on knowledge, they are asking on success, they are asking on courage, they are asking on attitude, they are asking on aptitude, they are asking on emotional intelligence. Let me give you a very simple example of this. In 2022 they asked a question: a ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ship is for. Those who have appeared in mains last year, they have tried to write essay on this particular topic. Again, let me read this particular topic. A ship in harbor is safe. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ship is for. Now, how to write in that particular aspect? And what this essay is about. So everyone is like, it is a philosophical topic. For me, it is one topic where attitude, aptitude, and emotional intelligence, all the three things are required. Someone who is having an attitude, no, whatever I am doing, I'm happy. I don't want to change my life. Suppose someone who is not happy with the job. Let me take very simple example. Someone who is not happy with the job, and every day this person is complaining about the job. Every day he's coming back at home and he's getting angry. कि क्या बेकार जॉब है, कल छोड़ दूंगा, परसों छोड़ दूंगा, but he is not able to do it. So this is the attitudinal problem. But someone is like, if I am working in a job where I'm not happy, I'm not liking the work, then I should not waste my life over there. And he's changing his attitude. I should come out of it. Let me take a very personal example. ठीक है, ऐसे लिखने में लोड आता है, सभी को दिक्कत आती है, कभी कभार प्रैक्टिस करने की कोशिश करते हैं तो हम लिख नहीं पाते। अब करना क्या है, एक एटीट्यूड जो कैंडिडेट का है कि लिख देंगे, मीन्स में देखेंगे वहां पे करें, या फिर बाद में लिखेंगे, कल लिखेंगे, परसों लिखेंगे, संडे को लिखेंगे, दैट इज एटीट्यूड नॉट प्रॉब्लम। बट देयर इज अ कैंडिडेट हु इज लाइक कि नो, इफ आई एम राइटिंग द मीन्स आई शुड प्रैक्टिस द एस। अगर मेरे से ऐसे नहीं लिखा जा रहा, आई शुड लर्न वन थिंग। आई कैन टेल यू एनीथिंग कैन बी लर्न। ये जो लोग मिल जाते हैं ना, मेरा ऐसे तो बेकार ही है, पॉसिबल ही नहीं है यार। उससे पूछो कि आपने मेहनत कितना किया ही नहीं है, आपने एफर्ट मारा ही नहीं है, आपने एक माइंडसेट बना दिया कि मेरा ऐसे बेकार है। दैट इज एटीट्यूडनल प्रॉब्लम। नाउ व्हेन यू चेंज योर एटीट्यूड कि नहीं नहीं नहीं, ठीक है अभी ऐसे में दिक्कत है पर इसको ठीक करना है, देन कम्स द एप्टीट्यूड। एवरीवन ड्रीम्स ऑफ गेटिंग रैंक 1, everyone dreams of getting top score in essay. Let me confine myself to essay. Everyone dream of getting 140 150 50 mark in essay. ठीक है, इट इज कॉल्ड डे ड्रीमिंग। अब एटीट्यूड तो आ गया कि नंबर लाना है अच्छा कर। सेकंड स्टेप इज एप्टीट्यूड। यू नीड एप्टीट्यूड फॉर दैट। what kind of skills are required? As I have said, I faced this issue na, I used to waste 6-7 lines just to describe one single thing. So I should know now I have to learn this skill. I should know where I'm making the mistake. What kind of skills are required to write better essay? And then third part is come emotional intelligence. Why emotional intelligence is very important? Because sometimes during your preparation, you might feel that despite of working so hard, despite of doing everything which is required, you are not progressing anywhere. And you are like, hoga hi nahi. There are some good days, there are some bad days. And generally, there are many bad days than good days. Then emotional intelligence is required. So, a ship in harbor, someone who was living in his comfort zone, he came out of it. He learned the skills, he learned the aptitude part. And once he reaches to a certain level, he maintained his emotional intelligence. Now understand this, that how we are going to open the dimension. To open the dimensions in emotional intelligence wala side, what one thing which comes to my mind is Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, there is saying Nishkam Karma, right? So Nishkam Karma is more about emotional intelligence. Suppose you achieve the success. सक्सेस पाने के बाद में लोग कितने सारे होते हैं ना जो डाउन आ जाते हैं, बर्बाद हो जाते हैं. They are not able to maintain that despite of having all good attitude and aptitude. So Bhagavad Gita comes to mind. This is how you think about the essay. So essay का ना जो decode करना है, वो decode कैसे करना है? They are talking about courage. They are talking about individual. They are talking about knowledge. समझ रहे हो? This is how UPSC is playing with the themes. It is not कि एक umbrella term में philosophical essay कि UPSC वाले बैठे हैं और सुबह उन्होंने गूगल किया कि 5 कोट कोई भी दे दो और 8 कोटेशन लेके तुमको दे दो. No. These are specific things. If you check the previous year questions, specific things they are picking. Individual, knowledge. Okay? So everyday practice is very important in essay. And those who are so afraid of essay, and you must have tried to write, डरना नहीं. Remember one thing from my side. Anything can be learned in this world. Anything. Anything means anything. बस वो एटीट्यूड लेके आओ कि हम कर लें. एप्टीट्यूड आएगा धीरे धीरे, और फिर जब एप्टीट्यूड आए ना, स्टिक टू दैट. एक वीक में 2 ऐसे लिखने की मैं स्ट्रेटजी बता. हाफ एन आवर एवरी डे, मंडे टू फ्राइडे, सिट विद द ऐसे. जनरली होता क्या है ना, दिक्कत क्या आती है, वी स्टार्ट विद द एंड वाला साइड. एंड प्रोसेस क्या है? वैल्यू एडिशन कहाँ से करो. लिखना तो सीखो ना यार पहले. व्हेन वी वर किड्स 2 + 2 उसको सॉल्व करने में टाइम लगा था ना. सीखने में टाइम लगा था, आफ्टर दैट तो कितना भी कुछ भी करा, the same you have to. Those who have appeared in mains and have scored poor marks in essay, as I have shared one post, the victim of narratives. वो narratives में फंसना नहीं है. फर्स्ट नैरेटिव क्या है कि मैंने ना शायद एसे का जो टॉपिक है वो गलत इंटरप्रेट कर दिया. सेकंड नैरेटिव क्या है कि मेरा ऐसे भी, उसमें फंसना नहीं है यार, अपना एनालाइज करो बैठ, एंड टेक, रिमेंबर टेक हेल्प वेर एवर रिक्वायर्ड, टेक हेल्प. ठीक है, दिस इज ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड. ईशान, यू कैन कंटिन्यू प्लीज.
Acha sir, so I'll take up from what you were saying about the philosophical essays. Okay, first of all, my suggestion to everyone would be, I honestly do not understand why everyone fears the philosophical essays so much. Okay, because personally, even if I had a choice of writing the factual essays and the philosophical essays, I always used to write the philosophical essays. Why? First of all, you do not have to remember any data, you do not have to remember any facts, percentages, anything for philosophical essays. Okay, you can think of the essay in any way that you want. Okay, because as far as the UPSC is concerned, no essay is right, no essay is wrong. Okay, do not fear कि जो टॉपिक है मैंने गलत इंटरप्रेट कर दिया तो मुझे नंबर कहाँ मिल जाएगा पता नहीं. No, do not fear that. About that is the good thing about philosophical essays. Conversely, factual essays में you can interpret the topic wrong. Okay, and you can write something which is completely unrelated to it. It is entirely possible that they will ask a essay on agriculture and you will write on disaster management. It is entirely possible. ठीक है. Philosophical essays में ऐसा नहीं होगा. Philosophical essays में regardless of whatever dimensions you are covering, it will essentially tie away to the topic itself. Okay. You can be very innovative with the philosophical essays. You cannot be innovative with the factual essays. Agriculture के बारे में तुमसे पूछ लिया, तुम क्या लिखोगे? कि फूड प्रोसेसिंग है उसमें, कि क्लाइमेट चेंज की वजह से अफेक्ट हो रही है उसमें, फार्मर्स का इनकम डबल हो सकता है, यही सब तो लिखोगे. हर जन यही लिखेगा. Philosophical essays में this does not applicable for the philosophical essays. Even if one person is writing a philosophical essay on one topic and the another person is writing on the same topic, their essays will be completely different from each other. Okay, this is why I always used to attempt the philosophical essays. What I'm saying is, do not fear them. Okay, philosophical essays अगर आ गया exam hall में, think you are very lucky that you have the opportunity to write such philosophical essays. Okay, so first of all, in the exam hall, what will happen when you give the get the question paper? Okay, first of all, you will obviously choose a topic. Okay, now how to choose that topic? First of all, what I used to do was, and what you also can do, everyone, look through those 5 minutes पहले तुम लोग को तो मिल जाएगा question paper. Look through all those 8 topics. If any one of those topics, you see the topic and immediately you can form the introduction. ठीक है, तो topic देखा, introduction बन गया दिमाग में. Even if not the introduction, जो you can immediately जो quote लिखा हुआ है हमारे notes में, वो quote आ गई दिमाग. Choose that topic. Body बन जाएगा. Don't worry about that. एक बार quote and introduction तुम्हारा firstly तैयार हो गया ना, तो your time has been saved a lot. ठीक है. Or if you go through all the 8 topics and you see that there is not even one topic where you can think of the introduction, then focus on the body. If you are looking at a topic and you find that you can think of 4 points of that particular topic in the body, then choose that topic. Okay, introduction बन जाएगा and the other points of the essay वो भी बन जाएगा. ठीक है. Target 4, 5 बन गया तो बहुत बढ़िया. 5 points अगर if you see the topic and 5 points you can automatically think of, choose the topic immediately. Okay, so this was on choosing a topic, and now coming to the next part of the what happens in the exam hall is interpreting that topic. As I said before, do not fear कि मैं गलत interpret कर लिया. It doesn't happen like that. Okay, for instance, I'll give you an example कि this year I wrote an essay on Smile is the best agency for all contingencies. ऐसा कुछ था. I'm not exactly remembering the topic, but the topic was something like this. This topic can be interpreted in 2 ways. First of all, gratefulness. The person is very grateful for all that he has gotten, and he or she smiles through everything that life throws at him, and so hence he has the courage to go through all these troubles that he has. Or there is also the element of emotional intelligence. If this person is very highly emotionally intelligent, and so he is very calm, he is very composed in all problems and dilemmas. So I wrote it on the first interpretation, that is, he is very grateful for everything that he has been given in life. ठीक है, I got good news. So do not be afraid कि you have chosen the wrong interpretation of the topic. Philosophical essays में ये डर नहीं है. It is there in factual essays, like I said before. So remember that, and accordingly, whatever interpretation you can think of, write your essay on that interpretation. Do not spend much time शायद मेरा इंटरप्रिटेशन गलत है, मैं दूसरा टॉपिक चूज कर लेता हूँ, या फिर जो मेरा दूसरा इंटरप्रिटेशन है मैं उस पे ऐसे लिखता हूँ. डोंट थिंक लाइक दैट. व्हाटएवर इंटरप्रिटेशन यू कम अक्रॉस, राइट ऑन दैट. ओके, बट जस्ट रिमेंबर, डू नॉट मेक एनी ह्यूज ब्लंडर. ओके, ऐसा नहीं है कि स्टार्टिंग में यू इंट्रोड्यूस अ पॉलिटिकल इन्वेंडो और यू स्टार्ट विद अ पॉलिटिकल एनेक्डोट or religious anecdote, like highly religious anecdote. Don't do such blunders. Okay, ऐसे blunders करोगे तो फिर तो तुम्हें भगवान ही बचाए. तो ये हो गया. You're choosing a topic, you're interpreting the topic. Now we're coming to the brainstorming portion. I have seen people who get the, in my exam hall only, I saw people who just got the question paper and immediately started writing essay. Don't do that. ठीक है, रायता फैल जाएगा. ठीक है, because क्या होता है ना, when we are because we are human beings, we're not computers. When we come across a topic, we will think of certain random points of that same topic. ठीक है, वो ऐसे ऐसे चलता रहेगा. And you start writing that, if you start writing that essay, वो points वैसे ही रहेंगे. एक point रहेगा first paragraph में, उसी point का continuation रहेगा third paragraph में, फिर third paragraph का एक और continuation रहेगा fifth paragraph. The flow will be ruined completely. ठीक है, so if you think that you will save time by not brainstorming, the opposite will happen. You will take much more time to write the essay. So brainstorm first of all. At least I used to brainstorm for 25 minutes. पक्का था मेरा 25 minutes. I used to brainstorm on the topic, and then for the next 1 hour 5 minutes I used to write the essay. And same thing I repeated in the second essay. So how do you brainstorm? First of all, go to the rough work, and I wish I had something to show you. So if this is the sheet, okay, I used to divide. I had here something. Just okay, I hope you guys can see this. If this is the sheet, what I used to do was I used to divide my copy into 2 halves. First of all, from here to here, just a second, I'll draw a line. So I used to draw a line like this. I used to draw another line similar to here, over here. Okay. Just I used to divide my copy into 3 portions. I used to divide this portion into another like this. Okay, like the differences जैसे बनाते हैं ना हम लोग, यहाँ पे differences, यहाँ पे differences, उस type का. I used to do the introduction portion here, form my introduction here, body here, second part of the body here, conclusion here. Okay, you can do the same thing or you can follow your own method. What I used to do, जो भी random points मेरे दिमाग में आ रहे हैं, I used to write that down in my rough work. ठीक है, randomly जो भी points दिमाग में आ रहे हैं, I used to write that down. And then after writing all these random points that are coming, I used to arrange them accordingly. कि मैं ये पहले ये वाला point पहले लिखूंगा, then I used to write, then I will write this point, then I will write this point, and then I will write this point. While brainstorming, also think of all the subheadings that you are going to write. ठीक है? And think of innovative subheadings. Do not, if you are writing on, say for the topic that I wrote, Smile is the best agency. Do not start Smile as the best agency and why Smile is the best agency. नहीं, बहुत generic subheadings. Think of some innovative subheadings. आ जाएगा. If you practice essays, you will be able to think of such innovative subheadings. Okay. Yeah. So think of all these subheadings and write them down in your rough work so that you can use them when you're writing the essay. Secondly, एक चीज मैं बताना चाहूंगा regarding brainstorming. The first 15 minutes will go very smoothly. ठीक है, 15 minutes तो तुम पता भी नहीं चलेगा. You will be able to rough work में बन जाएगा, पूरा skeletal sketch बन जाएगा. The trouble comes after that 15 minutes. वो जो अगला 10 मिनट होगा brainstorming का, 5 points तुम बना लोगे. The issue will come of thinking of the next 1 or 2 points. Remember that you always have to write 6 or 7 points in the body, 6 or 7 dimensions, 6 or 7 examples. Issue comes after those 5 examples or 4 examples or top points that you have thought of already. तो next के 2 होंगे या next का 1 होगा, वो नहीं बनेगा, वो बनता नहीं है, generally नहीं बनता है. At this point, you have to force yourself to think of some points. I cannot give you any suggestions with this because honestly ये खुद से ही आएगा. You just have to force yourself कि एक और point कहीं से कुछ तो आ जाए. ठीक है, ये जो points हमारे बनेंगे या तो बहुत अच्छे बनेंगे या फिर बहुत खराब बनेंगे, doesn't matter, एकदम लास्ट में लिखना ये वाला point. ठीक है, इसीलिए पांच तुम्हारे ऑलरेडी अरेंज किए हुए हैं. If you write a not so important point at the last, it doesn't make much of a difference. Examiner can also understand that this point is not so important. That is why the candidate wrote it at the end. Okay, and this is why brainstorming is very important. Now, as far as beginning the essay is concerned, quote or anecdote, I've covered that already. So one suggestion I would like to give you is that if you are starting with a quote in your first essay, start with an anecdote in the second essay and vice versa. Do not go कि दोनों essay में quotes use कर लिए, दोनों essay में anecdotes use कर लिए. If you cannot think of a quote in both the essays, then try different types of anecdotes in the same essay. If you are going for a real life example in the first anecdote, go for a second fictional example in the second anecdote. Differing थोड़ा सा, try to differ, change your essays from each other. Okay, वरना बहुत क्या बोलूं, similar type का essays हो जाते हैं. ठीक है, innovation नहीं दिखेगा उसमें कुछ. And one more thing I would like to suggest कि if the essay topic itself is a quote, then don't start with a quote. अजीब लगता है. ठीक है, if the essay topic is democracy is for the people, of the people, by the people, then don't start with a quote कि Nelson Mandela said this quote about democracy. It doesn't look very good. If it is a quote already in the topic, and if you're writing that topic, it is good, then just start with an anecdote or with some other method. You can explain the quote also if that works for you. Acha, so if you're writing a quote, generally people क्या करते हैं ना कि जैसे फॉर इंस्टेंस ये वाला कोट जैसे मैंने दिया, डेमोक्रेसी इज फॉर द पीपल, ऑफ द पीपल, बाय द पीपल. जनरली पीपल क्या करते हैं, फिर उसके बाद एक डैश देके अब्राहम लिंकन लिख देते हैं. डोंट डू दैट, इट डजंट लुक वेरी गुड. ठीक है, मतलब इट्स बेटर टू जस्ट राइट अ सेंटेंस आफ्टर दैट. इंग्लिश अच्छी है हमारी यार, इंग्लिश सेंटेंस लिख दो कि विद दीज इमॉर्टल वर्ड्स अब्राहम लिंकन हैज यूलोजाइज्ड डेमोक्रेसी. Something like that. Well, not exactly this, but something like that. Just write one line and then you can start your essay. It looks better and it also has a little more effect on the examiner. Okay. Acha, now coming to the body, underlining during the exam. Look, I never used to underline. ठीक है, बहुत सारे question पूछा था कि sir, if we need to underline. So it's more important to finish the essay than to spend your time underlining. Okay, so my suggestion would be first write your essay, both the essays, then time बचता है, then you can underline. Go back and reread the essays and then you can underline. And that is what I used to do. I used to finish both my essays say 5 or 7 minutes पे हमेशा बच जाते थे. तीनों attempts में ऐसे time बचा तो तुम लोग को भी बच जाएगा. So after you finish both your essays, then you can go back to your first essay and then you can, while reading through, you can underline your important things that you can see. Starting में underline करने मत बैठ जाना. अगर तुम्हारे, if you are already incorporated that in your answer writing, then it's fine. But if you haven't done that yet, then there's no need to do that. Okay. Just you can read it again and then that time you can underline. अच्छा, body में what a pattern I used to follow was a thing I called triads. Essentially क्या होता है ना, if I say prelims examination is harsh, ठीक है, एक sentence हो गया. Then if say same sentence, I frame it like this: prelims examination is harsh, it is unpredictable, it is ruthless. Does it sound better? Okay, it has more of an effect. Essentially, what I'm doing is I'm using similes of the same word word in the same sentence. It is giving across to the examiner. It is मतलब चीज को और सीमेंट कर रहा है वो एग्जामिनर के दिमाग में कि हाँ, this he is saying कि prelims examination is harsh in multiple ways. ठीक है. Similarly, you can say that the flowers are beautiful, they are never ending, and they are fragrant in the same sentence. It sounds more effective than just saying the flowers are beautiful. Or you can say the nights are dark and mysterious. Sounds better than the nights are dark. Okay? You can use this method. But don't be very stressed if you cannot. This will come with practice. The more you practice and incorporate this in your writing, it will come more naturally, it will flow more naturally. Okay? And secondly, body में try to include at least 6 dimensions. 5 से नहीं बनता है काम. So at least 6 dimensions सोच लेना. Different approaches होते हैं कि pencil approach एक है, मुझे पता नहीं क्या है भाई, तो तुम लोग को पता है तो ठीक है. मेरा अलग approach था. I used to follow a strategy of Lash piece. उतना details में मैं नहीं जा रहा हूँ. 6 examples, 6 dimensions. ठीक है. And okay, underlining, adding value to your body. First of all, constitutional dimensions use करना. Not just हमारे Indian constitution का. all of us are studying for mains, or some, or if not, then sometimes we will be studying for the mains. ओवरऑल हम लोग को आइडिया लग जाता है कि ये वाले कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ये वाला चीज है, फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच है अमेरिकन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज है रशियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में या यूएसएसआर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में, ये चीज हमारे खिल जाता है। लक्ष्मीकांत में है भी वो एक चार्ट दिया हुआ है, तो यू कैन यूज दोज इन योर एसेज। सेकेंडली सब हेडिंग्स यूज करनी है, पैराग्राफ्स ज्यादा लंबे नहीं रखने, ऐसा नहीं कि पूरा एक पेज में यू आर राइटिंग वन पैराग्राफ, नहीं। My funda was कि half page or a little more than half page, one paragraph will be not more than that. ठीक है? Do not go into a very lengthy paragraph जो खत्म ही नहीं हो रहा, चले जा रहा है, एग्जामिनर बोर हो जाएगा, नंबर काट लेगा। ठीक है? एक टारगेट बना लो कि हाफ पेज से ज्यादा नहीं जाना है। मेरा हैंडराइटिंग थोड़ा उस साइज का था कि हाफ पेज से ज्यादा चला जाएगा तो बड़ा हो जाएगा। तो हैंडराइटिंग के हिसाब से सोच देख लेना तुम्हारे टेक्निक्स क्या होंगे। एंड सेंटेंसेस, Swami Vivekananda was a great monk and he went to Chicago and he gave a very good speech and he became very famous about that and this and that. नहीं, no. एक सेंटेंस में at most one conjunction, not more than that. And which ये सब एक बार से ज्यादा नहीं, ठीक है? A simple test है इसका. Read that sentence again. If you are running out of breath by the time you reach the end of the sentence, then that means that sentence is too long. ठीक है? Short, crisp sentences, crisp paragraphs, and minimal use of conjunctions. That is the way to write a good essay. ठीक है? अच्छा. One more thing I'd like to say before I come to the next portion कि exam से पहले क्या करना है. First of all, do not start without counting how many pages you have been given in the booklet. This is a very basic thing, but the thing is 2020 में UPSC gave 50 pages. Last year they gave around 13-14 pages. This year they gave around 12 or 13 pages, something like that. Okay. Every year they vary the number of pages. I don't know what logic they have, but they do that. Starting if you begin to write without counting how many pages you have been given, it is entirely possible that they have given more number of pages or less number of pages. So either you will not be able to finish all the pages or you will not be able to finish your essay. Okay, just count. Just ज़्यादा time नहीं लगेगा. Just count how many pages you have been given and then start writing your essay. नहीं तो फंस जाओगे. Okay. अच्छा, जेनेरिक एग्जांपल्स नहीं यूज करने थे. ओके, गांधी जी से आगे बढ़ जाओ यार. मतलब आई नो ही इज अ वेरी, आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट ही इज द फादर ऑफ द नेशन, ही इज अ वेरी रेस्पेक्टेड फिगर, लेकिन प्लीज मतलब थोड़ा सा डाइवर्सिटी लाओ अपने एग्जांपल्स में. हर चीज में गांधी जी समझ जाओ थोड़ा सा. इलियड ओडिसी यूज कर सकते हो, महाभारत यूज कर सकते हो, हिस्टोरिकल एग्जांपल्स है, रामायण है, इतना कुछ है हमारे पास एग्जांपल्स के लिए. यूज करो वो सब यार. First, and you do not have, and try not to use very high sounding words. I know this is a very generic thing because most of us do not have a very good vocabulary, but you do not have to be Shashi Tharoor. वो हम दूसरों के टॉपर्स कॉपीज देखेंगे and we'll think कि अरे यार ये तो इतना मस्त इंग्लिश लिखी है, how can I go up to this level? You can just write simple lucid English. ठीक है, शशि थरूर नहीं बननी हम लोग को, बहुत महान टॉप वर्ड्स नहीं यूज करने हैं. ठीक है, जस्ट सिंपल इंग्लिश में लिखना है. ओके. अच्छा, वन लास्ट थिंग आई लाइक टू से, नोट्स का मैंने बता दिया. मॉक्स क्या कैसे देखना है, या रिमार्क्स जो मिलते हैं हम लोग को मॉक्स में, उसका क्या करना है. कुछ चीजें तुम लोग देख लेना. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, इफ योर मार्क्स इन द मॉक्स आर हॉवरिंग अराउंड द सेम फिगर, ठीक है, कि 100 110 से आगे बढ़ ही नहीं रहे मार्क्स, देन यू हैव एन इशू. Okay, then try to identify what is your problem and try to work on them. Okay. Startingly, don't focus much on the remarks because honestly, sometimes they give very rubbish marks. Okay, I'm not generalizing anything, but they do. The essay mocks I gave in another institute last year, yes, I'm coming to that end essay topics. Just one more thing. So reviews. स्टार्टिंग में जनरली दे गिव वेरी रबिश रिव्यूज. ठीक है, रबिश मार्क्स मिलेंगे तुमको. मुझे फर्स्ट एसे में आई गॉट 75 इन बोथ, दोनों एसेज मिला के आई गॉट 75. टू नॉट बी डिसहार्टेंड विद दीस मार्क्स एंड दीस रिमार्क्स. ये सब बकवास होता है. ठीक है, बट इफ योर मार्क्स आर नॉट इंक्रीजिंग, वो 75 में कॉन्स्टेंटली 75-80 के बीच में रह रहा है, देन यू हैव एन इशू. देन यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन दोस रिमार्क्स. नाउ हाउ टू इनकॉर्पोरेट दोस रिमार्क्स? गो थ्रू ऑल द रिमार्क्स यू सी. जो तुम्हें पढ़ने में अच्छा लगे, things that you can incorporate in your essays, only and only use those remarks only. बाकी सब डस्टबिन में डालने लायक हो रिमार्क्स होते हैं, ठीक है? एक कान से सुनो, दूसरे कान से निकालो। जो जो तुम्हें सुनने में अच्छा लगे सुनो सबकी, करो अपनी, ठीक है? ओके, एंड हाउ टू फिनिश एन एसे, अब समवन आस्क्ड। सो एक पैटर्न में फॉलो करता था। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल 3 या 4 पैराग्राफ्स होते थे मेरे कंक्लूजन में। फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ में मैं करता था, आई यूज्ड टू समराइज एवरीथिंग दैट आई हैड सेड टिल नाउ। आई यूज्ड टू से कि in this essay we have seen how smile is we have seen different instances of how smile is the best agency for all contingencies. We have also seen the different reasons why a smile is the best contingency for all agencies. मतलब इतना crude नहीं, मतलब इसी टाइप का। हाँ, मतलब एक पैराग्राफ में I used to summarize the entire thing that I had said. Then I used to come to the next part where I used to do two things. Either I used to give the way forward, it depended on the topic. If the topic demanded a way forward, then I used to give a way forward. If not, then I used to give multiple perspectives of the Indian example or the world example. Ki how the matlab Indian civilization mein what we can see as far as the smiling through all contingencies is concerned, or in the world example mein the same thing I used to give. Okay. And then at the end of the topic, either I used to end with the same anecdote that I had given, or I used to continue with the same quote that I had started from the beginning. Okay. Smile me, I remember I had started with an anecdote. I think I gave this example only of Van Gogh and the other painter. I finished with that same anecdote. Okay. Always. I can't remember exactly how I finished it, but essentially what I'm trying to say, essentially what I'm trying to say is, if you're start with an anecdote, try to finish with that same anecdote. Somehow or the other, try to incorporate that same example again into your conclusion. It looks very good, and it will show that the examiner that you have not lost your thread of thought. Okay. So this is one way that you can end your essay topics. अपने notes में conclusion के कुछ frameworks बना लेना, ठीक है? One of my patented things was Where the Mind is Without Fear. ये जो पोएम है, मतलब पूरा नहीं रटना है, जो जो इंपॉर्टेंट लाइंस है वो लिख लो, ठीक है? दिस पोएम कैन बी यूज्ड इन मल्टीपल प्लेसेस, ठीक है? सो ऐसे जैसे मैंने बहुत सारे कंक्लूजन के फ्रेमवर्क्स मैंने बना रखे थे। I have already incorporated that in my book. I'll share that soon. So अब ऐसे तुम लोग खुद एक अपने कंक्लूजन के टेम्पलेट्स बना सकते हो। And yeah, so pretty much that's it from my side. And someone asked something, just one second. Yes, about flow. Maintaining flow is very necessary. You have to ensure कि flow क्या होता है? Flow basically ये होता है ना कि तुम्हारा thread of thought एक particular pattern में है। ऐसा नहीं है कि first, if you're talking about elephant, first of all, you're not saying, you're saying first of all what is an elephant, then you're saying the elephant का size क्या है, then you are talking about the trunk of the elephant. ऐसा नहीं कि तुम starting में बोल रहे हो कि elephant का trunk is the most unique feature, then the elephant is an animal, and then elephant is this big. That is not a very good flow of writing. Okay, I know this is a very crude example, but just to make you guys understand. हर एक point के बाद एक particular point का एक sequence रहेगा, ठीक है? Chronology रहेगा कि ये वाला point ये आएगा, उसके बाद ये वाला point आएगा, then उसके बाद ये वाला point आएगा. That is how you maintain your flow. You do not have to use connecting words. You don't have to use connecting sentences. It's not necessary. If you just maintain this proper flow by the proper number of points, by the chronology of the points, it's very good. Okay. So at the end, I'd just like to say कि first of all, practice your essays. Practice नहीं करके नहीं जाना है essays. सर ने अभी बोला है, मैं भी दोबारा कह रहा हूँ. Please उस arrogance में मत रहना कि मैं वहां जाके लिख लूंगा या लिख लूंगी. Don't, please come out of that arrogance. Write your essays, practice your essays. And remember कि essay is a very broad topic. Essay is not necessarily asking you the Indian perspective. Try to stay away from the Indian perspective until and unless it is specifically asked. Okay. अगर पूछा है तब देना है इंडिया का example. Otherwise, keep it for the conclusion. Okay. So that is it from my side. If you guys have any doubts, Gitanjali is asking me to share my mock essays. I'll talk to sir about that. If it is possible, I'll share it. If there is an excerpt from a Hindi poem which is good enough to be written, then should it be written in Devanagari script or Roman script? Yeah, देखो, I would suggest कि Hindi poems, if you're writing in English, then try to not write Hindi poems. You can write Sanskrit, it is okay. Sanskrit, if you're writing Sanskrit sloks, then you can use it. You can write it in English in the Roman script, essentially. Try to stay away from Hindi quotes. It doesn't look very good if you're writing in English and then you're giving a quote from Makhanal Chaturvedi or Harivansh Rai Bachchan. It doesn't look very good. If you can remember any English poems, then that's fine. Sanskrit slokas is also okay. You can write it in Roman script. Okay. How many tests to take before the exam? So Sharmili, I wrote 8 essays last year. It depends on you, but a minimal figure I would say is 6. Do not go below 6. 8 लिख लिया तो बहुत बढ़िया. उससे ज्यादा लिख लिए तो और भी बढ़िया, बट डू नॉट हैव टू. 8 से ज्यादा लिखना है वो फोकस कर, मतलब नहीं हुआ तो टेंशन मत लेना. Sir, is there a necessity to give very brief para for side heading? I did not understand your question. Some poems that can be read. यार अभी ना तुम लोग पोएम्स के ऊपर मत फोकस कर लेना. एक जन ने पूछ लिया तो सब पोएम्स करने लग गए. Just create your own framework. Okay, if you have time, if you're not giving mains this year, then if you're not giving mains this year, then you can just Google good poems and बहुत सारे poems आ जाएंगे. मैंने ऐसे ही किया था starting में कि famous poems. ठीक है, फेमस पोएम्स करके एकदम बहुत सारे गूगल के सर्च आ गए थे. बट प्लीज जो लोग अभी इस साल मेंस दे रहे हैं, ये प्लीज अभी मत करने जाना तुम लोग. जो लोग अभी मेंस इस साल नहीं दे रहे, मैं उन लोग के लिए कह रहा हूँ. How to evaluate your copies? I already said that, no? Administrator, I don't know who you are, your name. If you're getting marks in the same range, 100 से 110 से आगे नहीं बढ़ रहा है, उससे कम नहीं हो रहा है, वही रेंज में है, then you understand that कुछ प्रॉब्लम है तुम्हारे essays में. That is why you're not going above that particular marks. Okay, if you're getting good marks, then it's fine. कि 120 से 125 से कम ही नहीं हो रहा, then it's fine, then you're on the right track. But वो छोटे कम रेंज में है, 90 से 100, 100 से 105, 110 से ऊपर है तो ठीक है. बट 90 से 100 के बीच में या फिर 100 से 105 के बीच में हमेशा तुम्हारे मार्क्स वही आ रहे हैं, then थोड़े से दिक्कत हो सकता है. If you're not joining a particular ऐसे थिंग कि तुम खुद से evaluate कर रहे हो, ऑनेस्टली मेरा सजेशन तो यही रहेगा कि इवैल्यूएशन करवा लो किसी से, बिकॉज खुद से इवैल्यूएशन नहीं होता है. मेरा यही प्रॉब्लम था लास्ट ईयर 21 में. आई रोट माय ओन एसेज. if I wrote my own essays and I evaluated my own essays, उससे कुछ ज्यादा फर्क पड़ा नहीं था. My suggestion would be कि get your essays evaluated from somewhere. 100 essays in front of you, which essay you will read first? The first essay I will read is the one that catches my eye immediately. So the very easy way to do that is a quote, is a one-line anecdote. ठीक है. जैसे कल्पना वाला एग्जांपल मैंने दिया था. I used to start कि little Kalpana did not know how 2611 would change her life. Then I used, that was just one paragraph, and then I used to come to the next paragraph and write. I already answered that question, how to choose an essay topic in the exam in the session itself. I'm not going to go into that again. So if there are any more doubts, you can unmute yourself and ask. Yeah, guys. Punishment नहीं दिया मैंने. Okay, so there are no more doubts. Sir, तो session end करें? नहीं. सर शायद चले गए हैं. I will not give you marks on your intro, but I will reading that particular essay based on your intro. Your marks will depend on your entire essay, not just your intro. The point I was trying to make is, you asked me if I have 100 essays in front of me. Okay. Obviously, I will choose that one which catches my eye first. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं बाकी essays नहीं देखूंगा. I will not give you marks on your intro. I will give you marks on your entire essay. But intro is the eye-catching portion of your essay. If you're in beginning itself, then why would the examiner go through your essay properly? Okay. So I'm ending the session. Hopefully, you guys have learned a little bit. And for the people who are giving mains this year, best, and who are giving mains next year, all the best to you too. And we'll meet again soon. Bye. Good night, and all the best.
Thank you, sir.